Bruce Johnson here. If you're an owner or a CEO or an entrepreneur or let's say a service provider of a business, chances are you want your business to grow and you want it to grow fast. That's good news. Unfortunately, the reality is that most businesses, small and medium-sized businesses, are plateaued or in decline. Not a good thing. Now, whenever a business leader encounters a problem like that, they almost always turn to one of two things. They either turn to strategy or to tactics. Now, strategy, we're talking about the what question. What do we want to be? They're future-oriented questions. So strategy is saying, do we have the right position in our market? Are we going after the right market? Do we have the right products and services? Do we need to innovate some new products or services? Do we need to go to adjacent markets, etc.? Those are strategic questions, and they might be the solution to the problem. On the other hand, we might go to tactics. Tactics are about the how question. How are we going to get to that future destination? So we're talking about issues related to leadership and to management and to resource allocation and to marketing, etc. They're how we get to the what. Strategy, tactics, both incredibly important. But here's the problem. If we only focus in on strategy and tactics, we're in trouble. Why? Because business growth has three legs on its stool. It's not just about strategy and tactics. There is a third leg. It's the forgotten leg. It's the leg of culture. And if you have a stool that should have three legs, it only has two, you're probably going to fall over. And that's what happens to most businesses. They're focused in on two, and so therefore they're plateaued or in decline. Now, let me give you an example of this. Let's say that you're working with your team and you have a great product, but right now in your current market, it's kind of saturated right now. You don't see a whole lot of growth. So strategically, what are we going to do? Well, one strategic decision is to take a current product to an adjacent market. You talk about an adjacent market that you haven't gone to before and you say, you know what? I think it could work there. That's the strategic decision we need to make this year. And if we do that, it'll help our company. Great decision. Now, that's the strategic part. Let's say you go out of that meeting and some of your people work on the tactical plan about how we're going to get that thing done. And so all of a sudden now you've got a strategy, you've got tactical plan to make it happen. Good news. Unfortunately, it probably won't become a reality. Why? Because the culture behind your company may not be the right culture. Let me explain. In my book that I just came out with called Breaking Through Plateaus, I talk about 10 different culture drivers. And unfortunately, what happens in most small businesses is that they have a culture not of speed, which is driver number one, but a culture of analysis paralysis, right? So if you have a culture of analysis paralysis, you might have the right strategy, you might have the right tactics, but you probably won't execute on that. It might be 3, 6, 9, 12 months before you actually execute, and even then, it might be too late. That's why you have to care about culture, because if you have the right culture, in this case, the speed of implementation is the culture driver, then you'll probably end up executing on your strategy and your tactics. But if you don't have it, it won't happen. Chapter 4 has one of my favorite titles. It's Stop Trying to Move 50 Things Down the Field at Once. It's about the culture driver of focus, right? So if you have too many things going on in your business right now, and then you add this one strategic idea on top of that, it probably won't happen because it'll just be 51 out of the 50 things. It won't happen. You need to have focus. But if focus isn't part of your organization, if you're not saying this is the thing, then chances are it won't happen. Likewise, chapter 5 is all about discipline. It's about execution and accountabilities and establishing KPIs and holding people accountable week after week after week to make sure this thing is getting done. If that's not part of your culture, guess what? That strategy or tactic that you came up with probably won't happen. You see, it's not just about strategy and it's not just about tactics. It's about strategy, tactics, and culture. And that is why you have to care more about culture than you probably do. So if you want to grow your business faster, I want to encourage you to get your own copy of Breaking Through Plateaus. You can get it at breakingthroughbook.com, breakingthroughbook.com, or go to Amazon anytime. Just get it there. And either way, read it because culture matters. It goes over the 10 different drivers of a fast growth companies, and you need to master all 10. At least 5 of them will get you moving, but you get all 10, it'll change the ball game. It changes everything. You see, you have to care deeply about culture because culture matters deeply. To your accelerated success, Bruce out.